Welcome to the Education Innovators Podcast, Season 5, Youth Perspectives. I'm Eric Byron. On this podcast, I talk to educators and experts, and this season, students, as we explore what innovation in education really looks like in practice. We're here to inspire and to showcase solutions, not problems. Let's get started.
So I think it's still important to have, to some extent, some standards. Um, but yeah, then overall, like there should be more room for personalization, and that can be with like having more choice in what classes you do and like when you study that and how you study that, and with whom you study that.
Season 5 of EIP is all about youth perspectives. You just heard from Laura Schroeder. She is one of a bunch of high school and college students I've been talking with to get their insights and perspectives on what the future of education should look like. We don't focus on what's wrong. We focus on solutions. And the students I talk to have answers. They know what they would change if they were in charge. So season 5 is packed full of discussions with youth and experts who will help us to understand how we can innovate in meaningful ways that truly impact learning outcomes and prepare students for a future, in an uncertain world of AI. So the students, they have been incredibly clear and articulate in suggesting that education needs to be more active and relevant. And we'll share some practical advice on what that looks like and discuss why so many of these students look outside their schools for projects and external organizations that can help them develop the skills they need to succeed. We'll hear from Ellen Haytang. She's a senior research fellow with Melbourne Metrics. That's out of the University of Melbourne. She's going to talk about student agency as the one ring to rule them all, right? So when we give students more control over their learning, and this is what she talks about, is that everything else that we want to measure falls in place much easier. All right, so we've also got Kendall Terry. He gives us this brace framework to increase engagement. It's tied very closely to the same messaging we hear from Ellen Haytang and another guest, Kason Bratton. He's the head of the Hong Kong Academy. Now, that's an international school here in Hong Kong where they're building belonging and dignity as a school mission. So we've got some other experts lined up. I haven't recorded with yet. Emily Roper, Sonia Rahija, Marla James, to name a few. And we're going to talk to students about how they use AI. I'm going to ask them about school bans on cell phones and social media, and do they work? Many of the students they're also going to talk, they're going to open up to me about project-based learning and their experiences with that. So many of the students I talk to are actually rock star entrepreneurs as well, but they're still just teenagers struggling to survive and to graduate, and they don't pull any punches on their criticisms of the personal education experiences they've been having. Oyku Nurkasek is a high school student from Turkey. She said this.
That should be incorporated for in order to build more ready people for the future, because world is always changing and schools are supposed to be the places where you build the future people, but you don't build the future people. You actually kind of make them less ready for the future in most cases.
Yeah. She and other students tell us what can be done to fix it, and their ideas are not crazy or impractical. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of these episodes. It's great content. I'm Eric Byron. Thanks for listening to EIP, the Education Innovators Podcast, as we launch Season 5, Student Perspectives.